something powerful about a truly smart woman. Not just a woman with knowledge, not just a woman with degrees, but a woman who carries a wisdom that transforms everything around her. Some women enter a room and change the atmosphere, not because they are the loudest, not because they demand attention, but because their presence carries a weight that cannot be ignored. Today I want to talk about the 7 signs of a smart woman, not according to the world's fleeting definitions, but according to principles that stand the test of time. This is not about who speaks the best, who looks the best, or who has the most wealth. This is about something far greater, because when a woman carries true intelligence, true wisdom, she influences generations, changes lives, and leaves a legacy that no one can erase. You may think you know what makes a woman smart, but I invite you to listen closely, because by the end of this you may realize that true intelligence is something entirely different than what the world tells you. And for the women listening, I challenge you. Are you walking in the fullness of what it means to be a smart woman? Let's begin. Would you like me to continue with the full speech, diving into each of the 7 signs? A smart woman is not just intelligent, but wise. Intelligence can be acquired through books, education, and experience. But wisdom is something deeper. It is the ability to apply knowledge with discernment, to see beyond the surface, and to understand the right course of action, even when emotions or circumstances cloud the way. A woman who possesses wisdom does not react impulsively, but responds thoughtfully. She knows that her words carry weight, and she uses them with intention. She does not waste energy on meaningless arguments or seek validation from others. Instead, she chooses her battles wisely, understanding that silence can sometimes be more powerful than speech. A wise woman recognizes the difference between temporary emotions and lasting truth. She is not easily swayed by feelings or external pressures. She understands that life will present situations that test her patience, challenge her beliefs, and tempt her to compromise. But she remains steady. When faced with adversity, she does not allow fear or anger to dictate her response. Instead, she steps back, observes, and makes decisions rooted in clarity rather than impulse. She understands that wisdom is not about knowing everything, but about knowing what truly matters. Her ability to listen is just as strong as her ability to speak. A smart woman does not dominate conversations. She engages in them with a purpose. She listens not just to respond, but to understand. When she speaks, people listen because they know that her words are not empty. They are filled with thought, with depth, and with purpose. She knows that speaking without thinking is like shooting arrows in the dark. It can lead to unintended harm. Therefore, she carefully chooses her words, ensuring that what she says builds rather than destroys. She understands the power of patience. While many rush to conclusions, a wise woman knows that some things take time to unfold. She does not make rash decisions or demand immediate results. Instead, she allows things to happen in their due season. She trusts that what is meant for her will come, and what is not will pass. This patience gives her peace, even when circumstances seem uncertain. While others stress over things beyond their control, she remains composed, knowing that wisdom is found in trusting the process rather than forcing the outcome. A woman of wisdom also knows that learning never stops. She does not claim to have all the answers, but remains open to growth. She seeks knowledge, not to appear superior, but to better herself and those around her. She understands that true wisdom is marked by humility, not arrogance. The more she learns, the more she realizes how much more there is to understand. She does not fear change, but embraces it as a part of life's unfolding journey. She surrounds herself with people who challenge her, who inspire her, and who help her see beyond her own perspective. A smart woman possesses emotional strength, a quality that separates her from those who allow feelings to control their actions. She understands that emotions are natural and necessary, but she does not let them dictate her decisions. She feels deeply, but she does not allow temporary emotions to lead to permanent mistakes. When she faces disappointment, she does not collapse under the weight of discouragement. Instead, she processes her emotions with clarity, ensuring that her responses align with wisdom rather than impulse. She knows that emotional intelligence is just as valuable as intellectual intelligence, and she cultivates it with intention. She does not deny her feelings, but she refuses to be enslaved by them. When anger rises, she does not lash out recklessly. She breathes, thinks, and responds in a way that reflects her strength rather than her frustration. She understands that uncontrolled anger can destroy relationships and opportunities. Instead of allowing it to consume her, she channels it into something productive. If she is hurt, she acknowledges the pain but does not let bitterness take root in her heart. She forgives, not because it is easy, but because she understands that holding on to resentment only poisons her own soul. Her emotional strength is evident in the way she handles challenges. When life throws difficulties her way, she does not crumble or surrender to despair. She may cry, she may feel the weight of her burdens, but she does not stay down. She rises stronger and more determined than before. She refuses to be defined by her hardships. Instead of asking, "Why me?" she asks, "What can I learn from this?" She sees trials as opportunities for growth rather than as reasons to give up. A woman with emotional strength does not seek external validation to feel secure. She does not depend on the opinions of others to determine her worth. She knows who she is, and that knowledge gives her a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken by criticism or rejection. If someone does not appreciate her value, she does not beg for acceptance. She understands that not everyone will recognize her worth, and that is perfectly fine. She does not need approval to know that she is enough. She also has control over her reactions. She understands that she cannot control everything that happens in life, but she can control how she responds. If someone insults her, she does not immediately retaliate. If someone tries to provoke her, she does not allow herself to be drawn into unnecessary conflict. She knows that reacting impulsively gives others power over her emotions, and she refuses to hand over that control. Instead, she responds with wisdom, ensuring that her actions reflect her true character rather than a moment of weakness. Her emotional strength is not just for herself, it is a gift to those around her. She provides stability in moments of chaos, offering reassurance when others feel lost. She is a source of peace, not because life is always easy, but because she has mastered the art of remaining steady in the midst of the storm. A smart woman possesses unshakable faith, and she is not easily influenced by the shifting opinions of the world because her foundation is firm. Her values are not dictated by trends or convenience, but by deep convictions that guide her every decision. She does not compromise on what she knows to be right, even when standing alone. While many may adjust their morals to fit the situation, she remains unwavering, knowing that true integrity is tested when it is most difficult to uphold. Her faith is not something she turns to only in hard times. It is the anchor of her life, shaping how she treats others, how she views challenges, and how she navigates success and failure alike. She understands that morality is not about appearances, but about the unseen choices made in private moments. A woman of wisdom does not seek to impress people with outward righteousness while hiding a different reality behind closed doors. She is the same person in every setting, whether people are watching or not. She does not believe in shortcuts that require her to sacrifice her principles. If given an opportunity to gain success through dishonesty, she refuses, knowing that true success means nothing if it is built on lies. She is more concerned with long-term character than short-term gain. Her faith is evident in the way she carries herself. She does not panic in adversity because she knows that challenges are temporary, but her strength is eternal. When life becomes uncertain, she does not allow fear to consume her. She trusts that there is a purpose behind every trial, even when she cannot see it immediately. While others may be shaken by doubt, she holds on to the belief that everything will unfold as it should. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet assurance that she is walking on a path greater than herself. The woman of unwavering morals does not seek approval from those who encourage compromise. She does not lower her standards just to fit in. She chooses her friends wisely, surrounding herself with people who respect her values rather than mock them. She does not tolerate toxic relationships that pressure her to betray her principles. If someone tries to persuade her to act against her conscience, she stands firm, knowing that true respect comes from consistency, not from bending to please others. Her faith gives her the ability to forgive, not because she is weak, but because she understands that bitterness destroys the heart of the one who carries it. She does not hold grudges, knowing that unforgiveness only weighs her down. She does not seek revenge, for she believes that justice is not always hers to deliver. Instead, she walks in grace, showing kindness even when it is undeserved. She leads by example, not by force. She does not need to demand respect. Her unwavering commitment to truth earns it naturally. People trust her because they know where she stands. She does not change her morals based on the situation, but remains steadfast, knowing that true wisdom lies in standing firm even when the world tells her to sway. A smart woman possesses discernment in relationships. She understands that the people she allows into her life will either strengthen her or weaken her, and she chooses wisely. She does not form connections out of desperation, nor does she cling to toxic relationships out of fear of loneliness. She knows that quality matters more than quantity when it comes to companionship. A wise woman surrounds herself with individuals who uplift, challenge, and inspire her, rather than those who drain her energy and pull her away from her purpose. She does not confuse familiarity with loyalty. Just because someone has been in her life for a long time does not mean they deserve to stay. She evaluates relationships based on their fruit. Do they bring peace, growth, and wisdom, or do they bring conflict, distraction, and negativity? She understands that some people are only meant for a season, and she has the strength to let go when a relationship no longer serves a positive purpose. She does not allow guilt to keep her in spaces that no longer align with her values. A woman of discernment knows the difference between real support and empty words. She does not fall for flattery, recognizing that not everyone who praises her has good intentions. She looks beyond words and observes actions. Who is truly there in times of difficulty? Who celebrates her success without hidden jealousy? Who corrects her when she is wrong, not out of judgment, but out of love? She values authenticity over pretense, preferring a few honest friends over a crowd of insincere admirers. She also understands the importance of setting boundaries. A smart woman knows that love and kindness do not require her to tolerate mistreatment. She does not allow others to manipulate her by guilt or obligation. If someone constantly disrespects her, she is not afraid to walk away. She knows that protecting her peace is not selfish, it is necessary. She refuses to let emotional attachments cloud her judgment, and she does not justify behavior that goes against her self-worth. A woman of wisdom also exercises discernment in romantic relationships. She does not rush into commitments based on emotions alone. She observes a man's character before she invests her heart. She does not mistake charm for integrity, nor does she allow loneliness to push her into the arms of someone unworthy. She understands that love is not just about feelings, it is about trust, respect, and shared value. She does not settle for empty promises or inconsistent behavior. If a man does not align with her vision for life, she has the courage to walk away, even if it means waiting longer for the right one. She is also careful about whom she takes advice from. She does not allow just anyone to speak into her life. She seeks counsel from those who have wisdom and experience, not from those who simply have opinions. She understands that the voices she listens to will shape her decisions, and she ensures that those voices lead her toward growth rather than confusion. A smart woman possesses resilience in adversity. She understands that life is not always fair, that setbacks are inevitable, and that hardships come without warning. But she does not allow difficulties to break her spirit. While others may crumble under pressure, she finds the strength to rise. She does not see failure as the end, but as a lesson, a stepping stone towards something greater. When life knocks her down, she does not stay there. She may pause, she may catch her breath, but she always gets back up, stronger than before. She does not waste time complaining about what went wrong. Instead, she focuses on what she can control. She refuses to be a victim of her circumstances. While some allow adversity to define them, she chooses to define herself by how she overcomes it. She does not sit in self-pity, waiting for others to rescue her. She takes action, no matter how small the steps may be. She knows that resilience is not about never feeling pain. It is about pushing forward despite the pain. A woman of resilience does not run from challenges. She faces them head on, knowing that growth comes through struggle. She does not ask for an easy life. She asks for the strength to endure whatever comes her way. She does not fear failure, because she understands that failure is often the path to wisdom. She learns from every mistake, refines her approach, and moves forward with greater clarity. She does not allow the fear of failing to stop her from trying. She also understands that resilience is not just about enduring hardships. It is about maintaining hope in the midst of them. She does not let despair take root in her heart. When things do not go as planned, she does not lose sight of the bigger picture. She knows that every season has a purpose, even the difficult ones. She believes that every closed door leads to another opportunity, and she does not waste time mourning what was never meant for her. Her resilience is evident in the way she carries herself. She does not walk with the weight of past disappointments on her shoulders. She does not let past hurts define her future. She forgives, not because it is easy, but because she refuses to be held hostage by bitterness. She chooses to move forward rather than dwell on what cannot be changed. She lets go of resentment, understanding that holding onto it only drains her energy and steals her peace. A resilient woman is not discouraged by the opinions of others. She does not allow criticism to shake her confidence. When people doubt her, she does not waste time proving them wrong. She focuses on proving herself right. She does not need external validation to keep going. She knows her worth, her purpose, and her potential, and that is enough. No matter how many obstacles she faces, she refuses to quit. She keeps moving forward, knowing that her resilience is what will set her apart and lead her to the life she is meant to live. A smart woman possesses vision beyond the present. She does not make decisions solely based on what feels good in the moment, but on what will lead to long-term success and fulfillment. She understands that every choice she makes today has consequences, and she refuses to be short-sighted. While others may chase instant gratification, she is willing to wait, to work, and to sacrifice for something greater. She does not live only for the temporary, but for the lasting impact she wants to leave behind. She does not allow emotions to cloud her judgment when making important choices. She steps back, analyzes the situation, and considers the bigger picture. She asks herself, how will this affect my future? How will this impact the people I care about? Will this decision align with my purpose? She knows that success is built on patience and strategy, not impulse and luck. She is willing to delay pleasure for the sake of something more meaningful. She sees beyond today's challenges, knowing that the struggle of the present is often necessary for the reward of the future. A woman of vision does not waste time on things that do not serve her purpose. She is intentional with her time, her energy, and her relationships. She does not allow distractions to pull her away from her goals. She understands that saying yes to everything can be just as harmful as saying no to everything. She prioritizes wisely, focusing on what truly matters. If something does not contribute to her growth, her peace, or her purpose, she is not afraid to let it go. She does not fear change because she knows that growth requires it. While others may resist the unknown, she embraces it with faith and courage. She does not cling to comfort zones, knowing that nothing great is ever achieved by staying in the same place. She is always learning, always evolving, always striving to be better. She is not afraid to take calculated risks because she understands that standing still is often more dangerous than moving forward. Her vision extends beyond herself. She does not live only for her own success, but considers how she can impact others. She invests in people, mentors those who seek guidance, and creates opportunities for those who come after her. She does not believe in competing out of insecurity. She believes in uplifting others because she knows that true success is not just personal, it is shared. She understands that her legacy is not just what she accomplishes, but the lives she touches along the way. Even in difficult moments, she does not lose sight of where she is going. She does not let temporary setbacks shake her confidence or make her question her worth. She keeps pushing forward, knowing that every challenge is preparing her for something greater. She does not settle for a life dictated by circumstances. She creates a life dictated by vision. She sees what others overlook, believes in what others doubt, and walks confidently in the direction of her purpose. In the end, a smart woman is not simply defined by her intelligence, beauty, or accomplishments. She is defined by her wisdom, emotional strength, unshakable morals, discernment in relationships, resilience in adversity, and unwavering vision. She does not follow the crowd. She sets her own path. She does not seek validation from the world. She finds confidence in who she is and what she stands for. She understands that life will test her, challenge her, and sometimes even break her down, but she refuses to stay defeated. She rises again and again, stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. Her life is not perfect, nor does it need to be. She does not measure her success by how easy her journey has been, but by how many times she has overcome. She does not allow fear to hold her back, nor does she waste time on things that do not align with her purpose. She moves forward with clarity, knowing that every challenge, every delay, and every hardship is shaping her into the woman she is meant to be. And so, to every woman listening, remember this. You are stronger than your struggles, wiser than your mistakes, and capable of more than you can imagine. Do not settle for less than the greatness within you. Walk with wisdom, speak with purpose, love with discernment, and live with vision. Because a smart woman does not just exist. She leaves a legacy that lasts long after she is gone.